Hello, my name is Anna Jerpseth, and I am here today to talk to you about the hungry and the homeless. Of course, I'm talking about college students. Personally, I have just started a job at Starbucks, and I am convinced I will never go hungry again because they feed me every day. They pay me $14.50 an hour, and I am nearly convinced to just drop out of school and work all the time until I can get better financial support underneath me and actually live a life worth living. But that's not what my parents want. So, I propose that colleges start to put in some of the grunt work into making a student's life better so that we aren't tempted to leave and just work until we feel like coming back. I mean, it makes more sense for colleges to keep us enrolled, doesn't it? And if our grades are suffering so much, they're going to be losing a lot too. So, this is how I will persuade you that colleges and universities should improve the quality of life for student success. To fully understand this issue, we first have to look at the problem, investigate the cause, and finally, I will provide you with a solution. Let's jump into the problem. The first problem is the cost of college increasing 50%, or the cost of college increasing so much over such a short period of time. According to CSNBC, the cost of college has gone up 50% in the last 20 years, creating a very big financially unstable population of college students. So what does that mean? It means that the cost of college and the way we are working and as much money as we are receiving is not adding up. We are paying way more than we are actually receiving from a college. Yes, we are there on purpose and we want to be there and we are paying for this experience, but the cost of going is a wager that you put on yourself. I can make it through and I will get the degree, and when I do, I will be rich. But making that wager with yourself becomes increasingly more difficult as you are struggling with student loans. And most student loans will follow you up to 30 years into your after college life. I have heard of 50-year-olds who are finally just paying off their college debt because they didn't get to it in time, and it just adds up. Another problem that I can see as being one of the biggest influencers on the quality of life of students is that students are broke. They are so desperate and so financially insecure that NPR says, or that USA Today says 20% of students slept in their car out of desperation instead of seeking shelter. 20% of students not being able to find a place to sleep at night and resorting to their car in an unsafe neighborhood does not sound like a good idea. Why are colleges letting this happen? Is there a reason? Is it a financial thing? What is going on that their students are less important to them than their financials? I don't think that it's necessarily like that, but, it's hard to see the best in a college when you're paying so much to be there. Some of the causes of the lower quality of life for all of these students is financial instability. Because we are living in abject poverty. College for America says that low poverty, high income high schools send 75% of their graduates directly to college right after graduation. In high poverty, low income high schools, 51%, a 24% difference, go to college directly after graduation. College is not for everyone, I understand that, but being able to afford it and seeing that you'll be able to afford it while you're in high school makes such a big difference. If you know that you're going to have to work anyways and you don't want to have to study while you're working, you didn't like studying in high school anyways, why would you go to college? Why would that be your option? If colleges are attempting to attract students and have them enroll and have a better higher education of life and a better style of living eventually, then why aren't they making it easier for low-income students to come in and actually improve their lives? Well, of course, we can't accuse all of these colleges of doing that. Some of them have increased their impoverished student life entirely. I mean, Miracosta is definitely doing its absolute best to keep its students fed and clothed and in proper housing, but it's not necessarily an easy thing to do, and it's more of a band-aid on a bigger problem of not being able to afford any of the things, any of the nice little luxuries, or even food and shelter for college students. A second cause of this decrease in student quality of life is that the prices have been inflamed. The inflammation of the state where we are, especially in Southern California, where it's already so expensive to live, the amount of money it takes to go to college and the money I'm making now are very different. Of course, I come from a very lucky family. I have a 401k or something like that. And so I will be able to go to a university and my parents will pay for it. That is not the case with many, many students. NPR says that the more stressed out a student is, the more they work, the less they sleep. The more they work, the less they study. The more they work, the less they're actually paying attention and are invested in school. If you just work, you don't have to worry about studying. If you just study, then you don't have to worry about your financial security. But when you put them both together, it creates this imbalance of life that most students are struggling with. NPR goes on to tell us that most of the students that they have received and have interviewed are struggling with even feeding themselves. And some of their colleges have done absolutely nothing to stop that. In fact, the colleges and living on college campuses have increased over the time. And although many of these colleges have created or tried to create solutions of helping student housing or creating food programs for them, it is again just a band-aid on a bigger problem. So we've looked at the problem, we've looked at the cause, and now for some solutions. Well, the real solution, I would say, is that college should not be so expensive. But then again, college could still be that expensive and we would still be struggling to pay our way just surviving from day to day. And there's always that thought of giving up and just working, because then I would actually be making money. So not really a solution. Another solution that has been brought up is that college professors should be taking more of an interest and more of an in-depth view of how their students are perceiving them and how they are doing. And if a student loses or misses an assignment, that they would go and check on their student. But then again, you're babying college students. We should know better. Well, are we avoiding life? Are we doing life? Are we students, Or are we adults trying to make our way through life? Is there a difference? Should there be a difference? Are they mutually exclusive? I really don't know. I don't really feel like I can be a full adult and do everything I need to do and still study and get things in on time. This week, I've been full of adulting, working 34 hours, 6 days in a row at a high-paced job in my first week. I did it for the money. I did it because I have to. And that's what you'll hear from most college students. So the solution really should be bigger than just a food drive. It should be bigger than just housing while you're in school, because once you leave school or once it becomes summer break and you don't have anywhere to go, those students are stuck. Those students are stuck. So the solution really, I guess, the solution isn't as easy as we can make it out to be, because the big problem is the institution of the amount of money that it takes to live. Southern California, financially, physically, just difficult. So today I've tried to persuade you that colleges and universities should try to make a dent in improving the quality of life of college students. Did I do well? I don't know, but it's late and I'm tired. So hopefully the next time that you can try to improve the quality of life of a student, you take the opportunity and you make a real connection with a student who is probably struggling more than you know, more than any of us can know, because college students put on a good face. Thank you. This has been Anna Jerpseth, signing out.